Lewis Hamilton will be hoping to battle Max Verstappen for the end-of-season honors over the course of the new F1 campaign. This week's Formula One preseason testing has given fans an early insight into what lies ahead for the upcoming season, although many will have been left with even more questions than answers. Although lap times are not entirely representative of car performance at this stage of proceedings, with the likes of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen still getting to grips with their new machinery, there were some clear winners and losers over the course of the three-day event, and it will be interesting to see who comes out on top when the season begins for real at next weekend's Bahrain Grand Prix. Red Bull managed to set the standards over the course of this year's preseason test, with Verstappen dominating on day one before Sergio Perez rounded things off with the quickest lap of the entire week on day three. The Austrian outfit look very much like the team to beat once again and will have high hopes of another successful campaign as they look to mount a defense of their Constructors' Championship title over the coming months. Ferrari also looked dangerously quick as Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz more than held their own on Friday and Saturday, while the pace of Aston Martin left many surprised on day one as they look to establish themselves at the front of the midfield this season. Mercedes, meanwhile, were closer to the quickest runners on the final day as they succeeded in bouncing back from a shambolic afternoon session just 24 hours earlier. Alfa Romeo managed to top the standings on Friday thanks to a good lap from Zhou Guanyu on the softest available tires, although it would not be a surprise to see the Italian outfit scrapping it out near the bottom over the course of the upcoming campaign. They struggled with reliability issues throughout the week but did manage to show a few promising signs, which suggests that it could be a battle of fine margins in the lower midfield when the action gets underway for real in 8 days' time. It is difficult to predict who will be propping up the rest of the grid when the season draws to a close, but Williams may be expected to be down there once again after struggling to find any sort of pace over the last 4 years. McLaren were also largely underwhelming, with a sense of dissatisfaction having reportedly swept through their ranks over the winter, but it seems unlikely that they will be fighting at the back of the field this year in spite of their recent issues. It appears that Red Bull are the early leaders at the top of the pecking order as things stand, with Ferrari not too far behind as they look to challenge for their first Constructors' Championship title since 2008. Picking out the third quickest team is less clear-cut, although Mercedes would be the best candidates in spite of their reliability issues and lack of pace on Friday. Aston Martin could be well placed to achieve a fourth-placed finish this year if their testing performances were anything to go by, with the likes of Haas, McLaren, Alpine and AlphaTauri seemingly in line to make up the rest of the midfield. It could end up being a difficult campaign for Alfa Romeo if they fail to improve their reliability, though, while Williams could find themselves at the foot of the standings once again unless they manage to surprise everybody when the competitive action gets underway next weekend.